A rotator cuff strain, a really common injury that you will come across. But when people tell us they have a rotator cuff strain, what exactly are they talking about, and which muscle are they talking about? The rotator cuff is a group of 4 muscles that act together and individually to create movement at the shoulder and also to compress the head of the humerus in the glenohumeral joint. So how do we know what those muscles are? So SITS is an acronym that's quite easy to help you remember them. We have S for supraspinatus, I, infraspinatus, so inferior to spine of scapula, teres minor beneath that, and underneath the scapula itself, we have the subscapularis. In terms of their anatomy and physiology, we're going to look at the infraspinatus, which is the strain that this client in particular has. It originates on the infraspinous fossa of the scapula. So infraspinous, inferior to spine of scapula. So find that spine of scapula, it's the muscle directly below it. It inserts into the greater tubercle of the humerus, and its action is to do lateral rotation, adduction, extension, and horizontally abduct the shoulder. And as part of the group of rotators itself, it's to stabilize the head of humerus in the glenoid cavity. Our client today has presented in the acute or early subacute phase of a strain to that infraspinatus. The pain was easily palpable and easily defined as being in that infraspinatus. So it's a very clear treatment plan for us. So I'm going to show you a very simple 2-step taping. 1, to inhibit the infraspinatus. 2, to desensitize that tissue and get the client pain-free. If there's any local swelling, you could also add a lymphatic drainage type taping to that area as well. So inhibit, I want to anchor away from the midline of the body. So I'm going to anchor to the front of the shoulder on the humerus. Then I'm going to peel back the middle part of the tape. Ask my client to internally rotate their arm to put the tissue on stretch, and then add a light amount of stretch to the mid piece of the tape. Anchor with no tension. Next, I want to desensitize the tissue. So my client has shown me where their pain is. It's towards the musculotendinous junction of that muscle. Again, put the client on stretch, mid part of the tape, light stretch, straight down over the area of pain, and simply anchor with no tension. Next, this subacute or remodeling phase. Our intention has changed. We're into the strengthening rehabilitation phase of healing. So I want to do an activation type taping to support that. Again, as always, combine with any other tapings needed. For example, shoulder stabilization or potentially a spinal related taping if something's going on more globally that's helped cause this strain to the rotator cuff. So let's get stuck in. We want to activate that tissue. So I am going to anchor on the scapula itself or slightly off that scapula for the anchor. So anchor with no tension. Now, once anchored, I'm going to get my client to put that tissue on stretch, reaching forward, internally rotating. Now, middle part of the tape on light stretch and rub down. Get the client to relax the arm, relax the tape, and rub down to stick.